Hello everyone, Preacher Man here, back with another video. Today is July 27th, 2016, and it is a beautiful summer day in New York City. Just got off from work, heading home. It's 90 degrees out here. But I didn't make this video to talk about my day or the weather. I'm making this video because I want to share my thoughts on the hatred towards Batman, the Killing Joke animated film. First of all, I want to begin by saying that I completely understand the voices of the critics who strongly believe that this movie is messed up. And I just want to take this matter one step further so that I can clearly expose the bigger picture regarding this situation. First of all, many of us who read The Killing Joke, we feel that things shouldn't be changed. And I get that. However, if you look at the story itself, if they just focused on copying the whole story of The Killing Joke, the movie will be very short, actually. That is why the director had to add additional parts in the movie, especially in the beginning. And like I said in my review about this movie, that I'm glad that he made that choice to give us an idea, give us, information about things that went down, before that day when the Joker, shot her. But here's the bigger picture, guys. It's one thing to look at your favorite movie, your favorite story, your favorite book, your favorite whatever. It's one thing to disagree with the direction of the production team who put together that thing that you personally love. That's one thing to disagree and be like, all right, it is what it is. But when you go into a cyber rampage on the internet, especially on Twitter and on YouTube, that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? That is showing me that there is something within you that is not right. You know what I'm saying? Because rational people will look at something and say in response to it, hey, I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. I'm going to use myself for example. I still feel that the sex scene between Batman and Batgirl in the animated film, I feel that it was completely unnecessary. However, I'm not going to go on the internet and start wars with people. I'm not going to humiliate people because of that. This reminds me of the things that are happening regarding the Ghostbusters film. So much hatred towards not just the film, but the actors involved. Especially Leslie Jones, if I'm not mistaken, that's her name. She probably got the most hate. People went on her Twitter account calling her a monkey and this and that. That's the bigger picture of this problem. When people take it one step further and then decide to humiliate someone else because they feel that what that person did to their beloved memories of whatever it is that they hold dear, they feel that they stepped on it, so they want to respond by stepping on them. And that's not right. That is not right. And going back to the beginning of the movie, it was necessary, guys, for the director to add, that chunk to the beginning so that we could really, relate to the character. You see what I'm saying? So we could look at that event when it happens and say, oh, okay, now I see Now I see the whole picture. I see the direction where the director was heading with this. You see what I'm saying? So, people are just taking things way too seriously. It's one thing to disagree. But when you disagree with rage, with the intent to make someone feel like garbage, there's just something personally wrong with you. No offense. Now, going back to the sex part, and I'm going to explain why I personally feel that wasn't necessary. I did mention in my spoiler review that it caught me off guard, and then I continue to proceed with the video review. But it caught me off guard because I just felt that it shouldn't be added in the movie. Still, I respect and understand those who embraced that scene and felt that it was relatable to them. I respect that. Even though I disagree about the director's choice for putting that scene in there. And let me go deeper into my answer regarding that. Flash, the Flashpoint Paradox, I hope that I pronounced that correctly. There was a scene in there where it was probably harmless to a lot of people, when the Flash was talking to his mother and he was trying to reveal his identity to her. And she said, "Oh, you gay?" And he said, "No, that's not what I'm talking about." And she said, "It's okay if you are." Now, why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because certain things like that shouldn't be in the film, because that will cause people who disagree with that lifestyle to turn away from the overall good experience of that movie. You see, when you focus on a particular audience, like Deadpool, for example, when they decided to go rated R with that movie, that project excluded many others who wanted to bring their kids to see that film, like myself, who wanted to sit down with my son and watch that. But I decided not to support that film because of the fact that they chose to go into a different direction. And when you go into a different direction, you're actually focusing way too much on one particular audience instead of everyone else that can just simply come together in harmony and enjoy the film for what it is. You see? My take on Deadpool, forgive me for going off topic a little bit, but it has a lot to do with the Batgirl controversy, is that I loved the Deadpool version of the movie Hulk Versus. In that movie, he was funny, he didn't curse, and I loved him. I loved him for that. And you know what? Everybody got together and enjoyed the movie for what it is. I completely understand that people want something more edgier, something more risky, but like I said before, when you do that, that's going to make others who don't agree with that decision making to just step away. You know what I'm saying? So going back to The Killing Joke, there were people like myself who felt like, oh man, this part shouldn't be in the film. And there are many others who decided not to look at the film at all because of that particular part. I'm from the old school, guys. I was born in 71, and I grew up watching The Amazing Spider-Man on Channel 5 in New York City and many other shows. And I understand that things have changed, but the problem is now, going back to the Batgirl controversy, is that we have a voice now, and many people are not using that voice properly. Instead, they'll go on the internet and say, "Man, preacher man, you're behind the times. screw you, screw your family, screw your kids, because you need to get with the times. You see what I'm saying? And that's not cool, because what's happening there is that people are allowing unnecessary rage to be displayed for what? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping in the future that certain choices like that, like the sex scene, will not be added, so that people could just come together, and enjoy the rest of the story. But like I said before, I respect those who feel that there was nothing wrong with that. And you know what that is called? That is called agreeing to disagree agreeably. And only rational people can do that. Others who go on a internet rampage, they cannot. Why? Because of their own personal insecurities and other issues that we are not aware of. So that's my take on The Killing Joke. I still feel that is a very good movie. And when I say good, based on what I shared in my video review, I was referring to the fact that it was a very well made movie. When you look at the core of it, when I say it's a good movie, think about it. A woman was shot by a lunatic. Can I really come out and say that that was good? Can any one of us say that that was good? No. So when I say that that was a good movie, I was referring to the fact that the movie was well made. It was made in a way that was believable and relatable. So this is the Preacher Man, about to sign out. I hope that in the future, people could just come together and just enjoy things for what they are. And I just hope that Hollywood will listen to my type of voice and reconsider their choices before they make them. That's all I'm simply saying. And in Jesus Christ's holy name, I say amen. Peace.